So it's early morning here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I do have some things that have been on my mind, which is another reason that I have not done this in a long time. Everybody is talking into the camera now. And even though I used to do this on a regular basis, for those who have been following me for a long time, you haven't seen me in a while. And I've been very quiet. Some of that coincided with me going back to school and getting, 4 degrees in 5 years. And now I'm working on this doctorate, which should be finished in May of 2027, God willing. But here's the deal, all you've heard from me lately has been about my cancer diagnosis. It is the weirdest thing. I don't even know what to say about it other than I am going through it. It is happening. You can't tell it by my face. You could tell it a little bit if you saw me walk, because I do have stiffness in my pelvic and on my right side. However, I don't have the symptoms that I guess people think of when you think of someone with cancer, which is why it caught me off guard. But a funny thing happens when you open the hood on a car and start really checking out how it really runs. And I think everybody owes to themselves to look under the hood before it's too late and see if you're really functioning as you think you are. You might be surprised if you spend more time on your external. You might be very surprised at what's really going on inside. And that's what I'm finding out. So, in the days to come, I will know more because there's a complete bone scan that's being done on the 24th. It's going to see just how invasive the bone cancer is. For those of you who didn't know, yes, I have that. It is seemingly separate from the renal cell carcinoma, which is the kidney cancer. The kidney cancer did not metastasize to any of the other organs. However, there is something at the lower base of my right lung, and it has been affecting how I speak. I've noticed it a lot lately that I don't quite have the voice I had at one time. I can't sustain the notes. I don't have the tone. I just assumed I wasn't using it, so I was losing it, is how it goes. But it was more going on in there too. But I didn't pay attention. Because I'm not doing this very formally, I'm sure things are going to pop up on the screen and you might see me wipe them away. Because I just didn't plan to start talking this morning, but here I am. I didn't come on here to talk about cancer, however. I came on here to tell you a story. It's story time. So I'm working on the movie Beloved in Delaware and Philadelphia. This is with Oprah Winfrey and Danny Glover, Kimberly Elise, um, Tandy Newton. Incredible movie from the book written by Toni Morrison, Beloved. Directed by the late Jonathan Demme, who is responsible for me actually being in the business that I was in for so long, giving me my SAG card on the first movie I ever did, which was Philadelphia, with Denzel Washington and Tom Hanks. Okay, so I'm working on this movie, Beloved, and I believe I'm in this tent where all the background extras are kept. And I see these two young boys. One I would find would be 15 and the other one would be 13. And one of them stood out to me. I don't know why, but I would later introduce myself. And the story that he will tell you is going to be totally different from my memory. Because in the process of me talking to him over the days that I was talking to him, I passed on a lyric to this young man that I don't really remember giving to him. But it was a very special lyric because it was a song that I had really considered that I wanted to give to the late Shirley Horn. And in fact, I did pass it on to her, but we never got to do anything with the song. It was a song called Bitter Life, Sweet Life. And I was very wordy back then. I would write a lyric and it just had a ton of words in it. And one of the first things she said to me was, "Baby, I can't sing this. It's too many words." And she challenged me to be a better writer. So I would share this lyric with Daniel Capolero. Okay, almost 30 years later, Daniel shows up in my life again through this cancer campaign that I'm running to help me with my bills. And he ended up being the very first contributor to my GoFundMe. And then he reposted it and he put it on his page, and other people, because of him, came onto the page and helped me get through uh, my first ask of 2,000. Now, trust me, 2,000 is not the ceiling. The campaign is set up that it will graduate each time I meet a goal and and place a new goal. So don't be deterred in giving if you see that you think I've met my goal. My goal is much larger than 2,000, and you will see it increase over time. But we're not talking about that. But Daniel was the first contributor. In the process of him talking to me and reminding me of our connection, which, we've been connected since the um, the meeting of him at the age of 15. Daniel's in his 40s now. Yes, I don't think he would mind me telling his age. So 30 years later, he tells me he has my lyric. I'm thinking he's just going to say, "I want to write a song with this lyric." But Daniel's already written the song and sang it and played all the instruments and did all the backing vocals. He's a bad mama jamma. And I think that was one of the things I saw in him at a young age. I believed he had a gift. You can just feel it in some people long before they know themselves. You see them for who they really are. And if I've never done anything else right in my life, I am so happy that I entrusted this young boy at the time with my words, because he has written an incredible song. He tells me he did not change one single lyric. I'm impressed by that even more. So tomorrow, Friday, you're going to start hearing this song from Daniel, Bitter Life, Sweet Life. I'm glad I have that to kind of rake up the talk about cancer on my page. I am looking so forward to promoting this song with him. It's an incredible lyric. I can't believe I wrote it, but that's how gifts work. You can take ownership of them if you want to, but if the truth be told, they all flow through us, not from us. So let that be a life lesson. This lyric shows back up in my life at a time when I need it most. And it's reminding me that life is sweet and bitter. And if you're not prepared for both, you probably won't be great at either one of them. I love you all. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your questions and your kindness. And for those who are sitting on the fence, who may feel some way about me, something I might have done or said that I don't remember, this is case in point. All I can say is I'm sorry. Pass back through, you might meet a different man than the man you may have met. Much love.